Okay, hi, I'm Greg Smith, and I've had the privilege of being married to Karen for 40 years.
I'm Karen, and I've been married to Greg Smith for 40 years, 40 wonderful years.
Karen and I met the day after Christmas in 1975.
We met in Clinton, Iowa on December 26, 1975. I was out celebrating and hanging out with some of my girlfriends from high school, and Greg was out with some of his friends.
On that particular night, I had 3 friends that I was with, and went to a place in Clinton, Iowa. It was called the Shot Tower Inn.
My girlfriends and I were sitting on the dance floor side, and one of my good friends had gone into the other side of the facility that was a bar. And when she came back, she had a group of guys with her, and Greg happened to be one of them.
And so we sat down at a table together and talked a little bit, and my friends picked up and danced with her friends, and then there was Karen and I. And so we had a casual conversation and danced a little bit.
Greg asked me to dance, and then a few days later,
about 3 days later, I called her up. I had her telephone number. I called her up and asked her if she remembered me, and she didn't.
I really couldn't remember what he looked like.
So I thought, well, that wasn't really a great first impression.
Greg and I seemed to really mesh together really well when we first met.
I saw something in Karen that I hadn't experienced before. I felt the genuineness that she had in her, and I also felt the comfort that I had talking to her.
I knew after the first couple of times going out with Greg that he was the person I wanted to be with.
We just had a lot of things that had in common, but the biggest thing was that we had a chemistry. Karen just was very special.
We dated for about 3 years and got married in 1978. It was a beautiful wedding, lots of friends and family there. Greg's job changed courses in 1983.
1983, I lost my job. I was unemployed for 2 years, and things got really difficult.
Greg went back to school. I had to go back to work. We had 2 children at that time.
When you have someone like Karen, even though you're going through a lot of stress, we could talk through things. The connection there, it's hard to describe. What ended up happening is going back to school, and she was so supportive of anything I did. We both had common goals. We had 2 children at this time, and what happened, we had to move away from family for the first time in 1985. It was very, very tough. Again, we started with a new town with all we had was each other, but it was always enough. When Karen and I met, I was coming from a different background than she was. I was Catholic, she was Baptist, and in some people that's going to create quite a conflict.
Greg and I have always been believers. We come from different backgrounds as far as churches goes, but we always have had the same thoughts regarding God and how we're supposed to treat people. But
what our relationship had was that we worked things out, we talked things, and God was always in the center of our life. But more so as time went by. And that relationship with God was key to the relationship between Karen and I.
Moving around, we've been to many different churches, but we've always been very active in our church because we felt like we've always wanted to help and be a help to others.
Don't get me wrong, there was times in the relationship where there were struggles, and always got through them.
But there was a time when we moved to Spartanburg that it just seemed like our lives were unsettled and not joined as closely as they had been in the past. There was a little bit of a separation there, and we went through a rough patch.
About 10 years ago, it hit a low point, and we would do some marriage counseling.
I remember waking up in the middle of the night several times and just going into the living room and praying and just asking God to show me something in His Word to give me some hope that this was just going to be a season we were going to go through and things were going to turn around. Then actually our son-in-law and daughter invited us to come to a church called Church Builders. It was being held in a pastor's living room, which was a totally new concept to us, but I went first and tried it, and Greg was hesitant, and it was just so new to him, and the way that things were done at this church was so different to him that he was a little bit leery of it at first. But he would tell me that when I would come home, he could see the joy and happiness on my face, and he said, "I want that." And so he started going with me.
And it really opened my eyes because we had a pastor who was very passionate about the Bible and how God fixes things if you let Him.
I remember someone prophesied over me one time and said, all you have to do is ask the Lord for what you want, and He will honor your request. And so I knew what my prayers had been. I wanted us to both grow closer. And so once Greg started coming to church and the Lord started speaking to him, you could see an automatic change in him, and next thing you know, he started having home groups at our house and inviting people to the church over.
And so we dedicate our lives at that point. And the relationship seemed to have, get better and better.
We went away for a weekend and just had such peace by getting in the Word and talking about the Word, and then that further led to conversation about how we felt about each other and how our life was going and how we wanted our life to go.
It made our relationship even stronger, and we got more committed in the church and more committed to each other.
So ever since then, things have turned around. We've gotten closer, and there's an atmosphere of peace when we're together with each other at home.
God was what got us through everything, and everything seemed to fit into place.
Now we know that when we start to feel like the world is kind of closing in and overtaking, we both just take quiet time and just get in the Word and share that with each other, and it helps us to get grounded. And then when we do that, it affects the others around us, and that's the best thing that we can do for anybody.
It's amazing. I don't know how I would have done it without God, and I don't know how I would have done it without Karen. So we've reached 40 years, and we're approaching retirement years ahead of us. And I can't think of anyone I would rather spend time with than with my wife, Karen. She means so much to me. And I love her so much.
Greg, you mean everything to me. A second from God, you complete my life in a way that no one else ever could. You accept me for who I am. You bless me. When you're not here and you're traveling, something's missing. And even though it may not always be apparent when you come home, there's a sense of peace inside of me because I know then that my life is back to normal.
No matter what happens, we'll have each other. And I'm looking forward to the twilight years. Being with her, at her side, tending to her needs.
Don't know what I would do without you. Don't ever want to find out. I'm looking forward to spending 40 more years with you and exploring a new phase of our life very soon. I can't wait to see what God has in store.
Thank you, God, for sending Karen to me.
I love you.